Knowing that on the other side, I can have a more relaxing summer where I'm present with my family makes it all worthwhile. Hello, and welcome back to the Blissful Mompreneur podcast. I'm your host, Christina Hall, and I'm so grateful you're tuning in today. In 2019 and 2022, I baby-proofed my small business to not only run without me, but to thrive without me, allowing me to take 2 4-month maternity leaves to be with my babies. Now, I'm on a mission to help you do the same. Now that the school year is underway, I've had the opportunity to reflect on this past summer. Overall, I had a really nice summer with my family. We got to do a short vacation as a family, and my husband and I had a short getaway around our anniversary. We spent many afternoons in the pool and made a lot of beautiful family memories. However, with my husband and both kids home during the summer, I found it very difficult to make time to work. Usually like to get up at 5 a.m. and get some work done before everyone wakes up, but we had a number of late nights throughout the summer, attending barbecues and other events, which meant a late bedtime and a late wake up. And then during the day, when everyone was awake, everyone needed so much from me that I found it difficult to carve out time for work. I would sit at my desk and then be interrupted with, "Mommy, can I have something to eat? Mommy, I have to go to the bathroom," and so on and so forth. At the start of the summer, I tried really hard to keep up with everything, but soon realized it was unrealistic. I decided to give up posting regularly on social media and to just focus on getting my podcast episode out each week and keeping up with my studio responsibilities. And even that was challenging. I found myself staying up late to make deadlines and then was exhausted the next day and unproductive, and then the cycle would continue. Being that the summer is so short and my kids are only young ones, I've decided I'm going to prepare for next summer just like it's a maternity leave. In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through how I come up with my summer plan. If you're planning for a maternity leave or you too would like to take next summer off, I'd recommend following a similar plan. Keep in mind, I've already done a lot of work to have my music studio run without me, so your business may require hiring and delegation in addition to what I'm going to walk you through. I have recorded a number of episodes on hiring and delegation that you can refer to for more information. For your reference, episode number 5 is all about documenting systems, which is a key aspect of delegation. And then episodes 13, 14, and 15 are all about how to create an effective hiring funnel. And lastly, episode 20 is specifically about delegation. Now, in episode 19, I broke down how to create a maternity leave plan. I'm going to follow the same steps in this episode so you can see them in action. So the first step in planning to take time off from your business is getting clear on exactly how long you would like to take off. For me, I'd like to not completely take off, but heavily reduce my hours so that I'm only working 2 hours per week in July and August. The next step is writing an exhaustive list of my responsibilities. Since I have 2 businesses, I'm going to begin with the studio and I'm going to create an exhaustive list of everything I had to do this summer. I'm not going to include my responsibilities other times of the year. All right, so I've come up with 11 things that I was responsible for over the summer. They include hiring a new teacher, paying my team, paying bills, forecasting, bank reconciliations, cash flow management, tracking enrollment and retention, Google Ads management, monthly newsletters, school year open enrollment, and social media posts. Now in this next step, I'm going to sort through this list and determine what I will delegate, what I will batch, and what I will continue to do over the summer. I definitely could delegate all of these tasks, but it would require investing in a bookkeeper, marketing agency, or social media manager. And at this point in my business, I don't want to spend money in those areas. Plus, I thoroughly enjoy these particular tasks, especially the financial ones. I'm a little bit of a dork like that. So for the time being, I'm just going to focus on determining what I can batch and what I will continue doing during the summer. So there are only 3 things that I could batch ahead of time, but these are the most time consuming. So it will be really helpful to batch these tasks. So that includes the monthly newsletters, school year open enrollment, and social media posts. The other responsibilities such as paying team, paying bills, forecasting, bank reconciliations, cash flow management, retention tracking, and Google Ads management, they are not time consuming, and they're things that I can continue to do on a weekly and monthly basis while staying in that 2-hour per week limit I set for myself. So now that just leaves one more task, which is hiring a new team member. Technically, this is something I could do ahead of time, but I like to hire someone to begin at the start of the school year. I find it difficult to hire months in advance because people are usually looking for immediate employment, and I wouldn't have enough work for them. So this is something I would like to continue to do next summer. However, there are aspects of it that I can batch ahead of time, such as creating the application and the job posting. Now I'm going to write the exhaustive list for the Blissful Mompreneur. This business is still in its early stages, so my responsibilities will likely evolve as the business grows. So the 4 responsibilities are: write, record, and upload weekly podcast episodes, post daily on social media, write and schedule weekly newsletters, and track metrics. Now, the podcast, social media posts, and newsletters can all be batched ahead of time. The only responsibility I'll have to maintain is tracking the podcast, social media, and newsletter metrics, which is not time consuming. All right, now for my plan. Now, as I look ahead, I know that my kids will still be in school the month of June. However, June is a very busy month. My kids' birthdays are on the last day of May and the beginning of June. Plus, with my business, we have our studio recitals, my kids have their dance recitals, and nonstop events at school. Considering all of this, I'd like to have all my batched work done by the end of May. This also gives me a buffer in case I'm not done in time. Plus, to make the transition into September smoother, I'd like to have all podcast episodes, social media posts, and newsletters scheduled through the end of September. This way, I can use September to get ahead of the upcoming months. I used to always be at least 6 weeks ahead on all my work, but since I had trouble keeping up with everything over the summer, I am no longer ahead on any work. So, for the rest of September and October, I'm going to focus on getting back to being 6 weeks ahead. Once I'm at that point, which will be no later than the beginning of November, then I'll set aside 4 hours a week to chip away at batching my summer work, beginning with planning the first 6 podcast episodes. So there you have it. When planning to take time off, I begin with getting clear on how long I want to take off, write an exhaustive list of my responsibilities, categorize them into tasks to delegate, tasks to batch, and tasks to continue during my time off. Then I schedule time to work on delegating and batching. I hope that seeing how I plan can help you with your own plans. I know it can be overwhelming, and to be honest, looking at this list is rather daunting, but I'm going to do just a little at a time, and before I know it, I'll have much of this work behind me. And the same is possible for you. Knowing that on the other side, I can have a more relaxing summer where I'm present with my family makes it all worthwhile. If you found today's episode helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a DM on Instagram at the Blissful Mompreneur and let me know if you have any questions or if I can help in any way. And if you enjoyed the show, please share it with a fellow mompreneur who might benefit from this advice. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and leave a comment below letting me know your biggest takeaway. It helps me reach more amazing women just like you. Thank you again for being here, and until next time, keep pursuing your bliss.